Session 8, Qur'an Elaborated. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin with the name of Allah, who is exceedingly kind, tremendously merciful. Nahmaduhu nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. And blessings on Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the last and the final prophet. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. O my Rabb, open my heart, ease my task. We continue today with the second surah of Qur'an, that is Surah Baqarah, and we shall, inshallah, by the grace of Allah, try to cover verses 38 to 51 today. Now, first verses 38, 39, and 40. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kul nahbitu minha jami'an fa imma yatiyannakum minni hudan faman tabi'a hudan fala khawfun alayhim wa lahum yahzanun. 39. Wallazina kafaru wa kazzabu bi ayatina wa ulaika ashabun nar hum fiha khalidun. 40. Bani Israil azkuru ya Bani Israil azkuru ni'matallati an'amtu alaykum wa ufu bi'adikum wa iyaya farhabun. Now the translations 38. We ordered, go down, all of you. Then if you get some guidance from me, then those who follow my orders, guidance, instructions, they'll neither face any fear, nor will they ever be remorseful. I repeat, 38, we ordered, go down, all of you. Then, if you get some guidance from me, then those who follow my orders, guidance, instructions, they'll neither face any fear, nor will they ever be remorseful. 39. And those people who reject and defy, negate, disobey our revelations, directions, they are of the hell. They'll remain in it forever. 40. O children of Israel, remember my favors that I did to you, to fulfill your covenant with me, that I fulfill my covenant with you, and fear me and none else. I repeat, 40. O children of Israel, remember my favors that I did to you, and fulfill your covenant with me, that I fulfill my covenant with you, and fear me and none else. Explanation. Israel is the other name of Prophet Yaqub. His descendants were called Bani Israel, offsprings of Israel. All the Jew communities and many Christians belong to it. There were quite a large number of Jews residing in Medina. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, having reached Medina, not only asked them to accept Islam, he also made a treaty of peace with them. In this Madani Surah, from here on till verse 143, Israelites have been covered, in which they have been invited to accept Islam and have been made aware of their misdoings In the beginning, they have been reminded of the innumerable special blessings and rewards given to them. As such, they should have become grateful to Allah and should have fulfilled the covenant made with Allah that they would follow and abide by Torah wholeheartedly and believe and follow every prophet sent by Allah. But to the contrary, rather than abiding by Torah, they began interpreting according to their own wishes and changed its orders. They began interpreting according to their own wishes and changed its orders. They feared that if they follow it, their co-religious people would get perturbed and annoyed. As such, at the end of these two verses, it is stated that rather than fearing the people, they should fear Allah only. Rather than fearing the people, they should fear Allah only. Verse 41. وآمنوا بما أنزلت مصدقا لما معكم ولا تكونوا أول كافر به ولا تشتروا بآياتي ثمنا قليلا وإياي فاتقون. 41. Translation. And accept, take what I have revealed, the Qur'an, that confirms Torah, which is held by you, and don't sell my revelations for petty price, that is, don't sell them and fear me. Explanation. The Israelites are being reminded that the Holy Quran has brought the same message which was brought by Torah and Bible. And it doesn't negate these two books. The Israelites are being reminded that the Holy Quran has brought the same message which was brought by Torah and Bible, and it doesn't negate these books. Rather, it testifies their validity in two ways. It testifies their validity in two ways. First, it testifies that both these books were downloaded by Allah. First, it testifies that both these books were downloaded by Allah. It's a different story that the subsequent generations fiddled with them and made innumerable changes and modifications. Secondly, Quran testifies these two books in the way that both these inform mankind of the advent of the last and final Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Secondly, Quran testifies these two books in the way that both these inform mankind of the advent of the last and final Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It was now required that the Israelites should have adopted Islam before the pagan Arabs. Now, it was now required that the Israelites should have adopted Islam before the pagan Arabs. However, what is happening is that the speed with which the pagans are adopting Islam, the Jews are not adopting Islam with that speed. In this way, the Israelites are the leaders in refuting Quran. In this way, the Israelites are the leaders in refuting Quran. That's why it is stated, don't become the first people in refuting it. Don't become the first people in refuting it. Certain Jewish scholars would take bribe and elaborate, explain Torah according to the wishes of the bribing people, and at occasions they would hide its injunctions, orders. On account of such a conduct, it has been stated in verse 42. And وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. 42. And do not inject in the truth the falsehood or conceal the truth knowingly, deliberately. 42. And do not inject the truth in falsehood or conceal the truth knowingly, deliberately. Explanation. Ruku bowing has been mentioned since there was no ruku bowing in the prayers of the Jews. Now we go through verses 43 to 50. I shall recite the verses and then the translations. From verses 43 to 50. Wakim Sulata wa Tuzakata Varkau Marakain 43. Atamaruna se bille vantanson and fasogo vantam tatnul kitab afla taqalun 44. Vastainu bisabr was salawat wa inna la kabiratun illa lil ghashin 45. Allazina yazununa annahum mulaqu rabbihim wa annahum ilayhi raji'un 46. Ya bani Israel azkuru ni'matallati an'amta alaykum wa anni fazaltukum ala alamin 47. 48. وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا لَا تَجْزِي نَفْسٌ عَنْ نَفْسٍ شَيْئًا وَلَا تُقْبَلُ مِنْهَا شَفَاعَةٌ وَلَا يُؤْخَذُ مِنْهَا عَدْلٌ وَلَا هُمْ يُنصَرُونَ 48. 49. وَإِذْ نَجَّيْنَاكُم مِّنْ آلِ فِرْعَوْنَ يَسُومُونَكُمْ سُوءَ الْعَذَابِ يُذَبِّحُونَ بِأَبْنَائِكُمْ وَيَسْتَحْيُونَ نِسَاءَكُمْ وَفِي ذَلِكُمْ بَلَاءٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ عظيم. And 50. وَإِذْ فَرَقْنَا بِكُمُ الْبَحْرَ فَأَنْجَيْنَاكُمْ وَأَغْرَقْنَا آلَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَأَنْتُمْ تَنظُرُونَ. Now the meanings from 43 to 50. 43. And establish Salah 5 times regular prayers for men in the mosques and women at home, and give zakah, compulsory charity, and bow down Salah prayers with those who bow down in worship before Allah, and bow down before Allah in every sense of the term. 44. Do you ask others to be righteous and overlook your own selves? And whereas you read your holy book, then why don't you think? 44. And take assistance from patience, and take 45. And take assistance from patience, that is, be patient, and Salah, offer prayers. And whereas its Salah prayers is heavy, difficult, except for those who fear Allah. Whereas Salah prayers is heavy, difficult, except for those who fear Allah. 46. Patience and Salah are heavy for others, but the ones who are certain in their minds that they have to face their Rabb, Lord, Creator, Sustainer, and they have to return to Him. I repeat, 46. Patience and Salah are heavy for others, but the ones who are certain in their minds that they have to face their Rabb, Lord, Creator, Sustainer, and they have to return to Him. 47. O children of Israel, remember my favor that I did to you, and that I exalted you over all other nations. 48. And fear the day, guard yourselves, when no one would be of any help for the other in any way, and no intercession from him anyone shall be accepted, and no ransom shall be taken, and no help shall reach them. 49. And remember the time when we rescued you from the people of Pharaoh, who subjected you to intense misery, killing your sons, baby boys, and sparing your daughters, baby girls, and you were facing a horrendous trial from your Rabb, Lord, Creator, Sustainer. At verse 50, and when we tore the sea apart, then we saved you and drowned the people of Pharaoh, and you were witnessing all this. Explanation of these verses. Pharaoh was the king of Egypt, where the Israelites were residing in great number and spending days in the slavery of Pharaoh. One of the famous soothsayers of Pharaoh made a prophecy prediction that a man would be born among the Israelites who would bring an end to his kingship rule. Thereafter, the Pharaoh ordered that any male child born among the Israelites should be killed immediately. However, girls should be kept alive, so that females can be benefited from in terms of various services. As such, a large number of male babies were killed. However, though Prophet Moses was born that very year, but Allah kept him safe, secure. A detailed narrations of related pertinent events has been provided in Qur'an in Surah 20 Taha and Surah 28 Al-Qasas. Now, verse 51. وَإِذْ مُوسَى 40 لَيْلَةً ثُمَّ اتَّخَذْتُمُ الْعِجْلَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ وَأَنْتُمْ ظَالِمُونَ. 51 translation. And also remember when we committed 40 nights to commune with Prophet Moses. Then you made a calf which you worshipped after the departure of Moses, and you were transgressors. Explanation. Prophet Moses had been told by Allah that if he comes to Mount Tur and remains in itikaf in commune with Allah for 40 days, he will be given Torah. As such, Prophet Moses went away to Mount Tur. Taking advantage from his absence, magician Samri made a calf and persuaded the Israelites to worship this calf, and a lot many complied. As such, they got indulged in committing shirk, pantheism, and idolatry. Prophet Moses came to know about it. He got extremely worried and returned forthwith and educated, advised, and directed them to give up, leave this shirk, pantheism. One part of the way of seeking Allah's forgiveness was that those who had not indulged in this shirk, should kill the ones who had indulged in it. A large number were killed, and as such, their forgiveness was accepted by Allah. This event will be covered in details in Surah 7 Al-Araf and Surah 20 Taha, inshallah ta'ala, Allah be willing. That's all for today. Please pray for me, ex-Brigadier Mustansar Billah.